My second interview was with Mike Castle. He is the Director of Ticket Sales and Operations, as well as an Assistant Athletic Director at Georgia Tech, or formerly known as the Georgia Institute of Technology. Mike graduated with a bachelor's degree in business administration from the College of William and Mary in 2003. After graduating, he started out in professional baseball with an unpaid internship for a major league team in Tampa, where he worked in communications. Following that, he was given the opportunity for a paid internship working with the Atlanta Braves AAA baseball team in Richmond, Virginia. Once he finished the internship, they hired him full-time working in ticket sales. His first trip to Atlanta was with the Braves minor league team and took part in moving them to Gwinnett County, where he helped facilitate the opening of a brand new stadium. Due to how much time he spent on the road in baseball, he wanted to take a step back and find something with less travel. So he moved back home to Virginia, where he got a job with Global Spectrum, which is a venue management company where they would work concerts and shows as well as working with promoters. This job was located on a college campus, where he would end up being asked to work as the Director of Ticket Sales and Operations for Old Dominion University College Athletics, as well as still working in venue management. It started to overload him and pull him in different directions, which is when he had to decide what he wanted to do, which is work in ticket sales. That is when he made his move to Atlanta to become the Director of Ticket Sales and Operations at Georgia Tech. When I asked Mike why he went into ticket sales, he said he chose it by default. It was the only thing that was available at the time for him to pursue. When he was looking for internships, one of the only ones he could find was with the Atlanta Braves ticketing. Mike knew it didn't sound glamorous, but he tried it out and ended up loving the business side of sports and stuck with it. He got into working revenue and felt he was really contributing to his team. Once Mike caught on to how ticketing worked, he became very good in the industry and decided to stick with it. He told me if I were to have asked him for a list of things he wanted to do after college, sports ticket sales would not have been one of them. But he put himself out there and it ended up working out for the better. When asking him what some of his everyday tasks were, he said, college athletics is different. You have to be able to manage the season you are in and also be able to look forward into the future seasons. Some of the tasks you're doing is looking at analyzing the season that just took place, learning what you need to work on, reading data, figuring out what prices should be and what the strategy is going to be for the upcoming season. Then you have to put all of that into place, setting timelines for when different products, offers, and renewals are going to roll out and what the deadlines are going to be. Some other things is how you're going to incentivize people to purchase the tickets and then moving into the fulfillment end of getting people their tickets. Then setting up different touch points for how they stay engaged with the customer throughout the season to make sure they're having a good experience and that they're feeling important, as well as trying to work on getting them to renew their season tickets or those certain tickets they get every year for one specific game. You need to be aware of what's going on and what adjustments will need to be made. You have to be prepared to be able to change plans on the fly. As a director like Mike, every day you need to be in touch with the people who report to you and make sure they're clear about what's going on and that they understand the vision, as well as keeping their sales numbers on track where they should be, and if not, how they can fix it together as a team. When meeting sales targets, Mike said the first step is by setting appropriate deadlines and goals and setting benchmarks along the way for where you should be at a certain time in the year or season. Every goal should be attainable, but specifically to create a realistic goal, a stretch goal, and a worst case goal. It's important to figure out what's going wrong if you aren't meeting your benchmark or final goal. When I asked Mike what the difficulties were of being a ticket sales director, he said, right now one of the biggest challenges is that there are so many ways to get tickets to a game or event. You're no longer just purchasing a ticket at the box office when showing up to a game. Nowadays you can get tickets on sites like StubHub, Ticketmaster, etc. But the problem with that is once the sales are leaving the company, they are no longer controlling the message that's going out or the price. One of the things I found them to be most important was the sale techniques. They want to know people's purchasing habits, attendance habits, and affinity for Georgia Tech so they can ultimately give the right offer. The biggest tactic is managing technology to help the efficiency of their communication, as well as tracking responses, liking emails, and being in tune with what links people more often click on, and will narrow that certain individual down the list into being able to close a sale. After conducting my interview with Mike, I wish I would have asked him about how much free time or personal family time he gets, because he told me his schedule involves very unusual times. He says his Working in sports is not your basic 9 to 5 job. And with that, I would have wanted to know how often he has a day off.